Objections video, we're going to tackle the pesky spouse objection. So you guys have all been there, you've given a great tour, you've talked with the customer, you've engaged really well, you get to the sales process and she says, oh, I want to talk to my husband first. Are you kidding me? I totally forgot to ask about the husband, or if she has a significant other that'd like to enjoy services with her. So we're going to talk about how to address that in the consultation process and the sales process so that you can very easily overcome it in the sales process. And actually, you can turn that objection sometimes into a second sale or an add-on. So I'm excited to share that with you. We'll go through the questions again, and we'll also do a role play with a customer. So now we're going to talk about some questions that you can use and put in your little toolkit when it comes to talking with your customers on the consultation and throughout the tour to find out about whether or not they have a spouse, because they have that objection of, I need to go talk to my husband, or see if he approves. And so we want to find really creative ways to do this. You don't want to offend a customer and ask them, are you married? Oh my goodness, their husband just left them. You don't want to get into that situation. So you want to be creative. A lot of times you'll notice, someone wearing a wedding band or what looks to be a wedding band on their ring finger on the appropriate hand. So you'll ask the question, oh, is that a wedding ring? It's absolutely beautiful. How long have you been married? And to where it's a very natural speech pattern. And they are also complimenting their ring, and most of the time they'll be flattered and want to talk about it and mention, oh yes, I've been married, for 4 or 5 years. So that's one quick way to do it. Look at some different signs. And then also, as you're asking some of the other questions that you'll hear about on our other videos, you're asking about where they live or work. So they very well may mention, oh, my husband and I just bought a house, right down the street, or my husband and I recently purchased a business up the road, so we're very close by. So a lot of times in those questions and those conversations, if you're rapport building, if you're really engaging with the customer, they'll mention little tips or little things that you can pick up on that you can find out if they have a spouse, significant other. They'll mention boyfriend, or maybe they're there because they're getting married and so they have a special occasion coming up, or them and their boyfriend are going to a party and they're trying to get some color. So a lot of times you just need to listen for those things, but really the question should be, do you have someone at home that would enjoy these services with you? Or is there someone at home that would like to come with you to indulge in the massage services that you're so interested in? So there's very subtle ways that you can bring it up if it doesn't come up in conversation, and that's really the best question. So keep that one in your pocket. And why do we ask that? Why do we want to know? Well, we want to know because if later in the process they mention, oh, well, my spouse, my husband, I need to ask them. Well, now we had no idea they had a husband. We had no idea they'd have to check with them. So we didn't get to engage with them in that discussion earlier. So we have nothing to overcome that. So in our video here in a second, we're going to show you how we have asked that question on the tour, the objection comes up in the sales presentation, and we very easily overcome that and make the customer feel very comfortable signing up anyway and becoming a member, and even potentially getting their spouse to join with them. So we'll show you that in just a bit.
Okay, Lindsay, are you excited to get set up on your membership today?
I would love to get set up today, but I have to talk to my husband first.
Oh, okay. I completely understand. Is it because he typically wants to know exactly what you're spending money on?
And not necessarily, I'd hate to commit to something so long-term and it coming out of our bank account and really not discuss it with him.
Okay. Well, you mentioned earlier when we were going through your profile together, and I was getting to know you a little bit and understand. You mentioned something about your husband, and he works in that factory, right?
Yes.
That big factory, Chevron, down the street. So that's a pretty stressful job, and I completely understand that. So
it's definitely stressed.
I remember him when we were going through your profile because, when I asked you, was there anybody special, anybody in your life, loved one, family member, friend that would be interested in using services as well, you did mention him. And if you're ready to go on this membership today, if you have no problem, you just want to kind of get that seal of approval from him, that's totally fine. What we can do is we can get you set up today on the membership, all ready to go, get your service scheduled for your next service appointment. We can actually add him onto your membership at no cost up front today. And it's half of what you would be paying, which is the $59 a month. It's half of that, which would be $29.50 a month, no money down today. And he'd have 30 days to decide if he wanted to stay on this with you, which we know he'll love it, and we know that he's going to want to stay a member with us as well. Or decide that it's not really for him, and then he'll be able to do that within the 30 days. If he didn't want to do that, he'd be able to back out of it. But at least by then, he'd understand because it is a spa. You'll be relaxed. You'll be happy, looking and feeling great, so you'll get your membership either way.
seems like a good deal. Let me go ahead. Like you said, he could cancel, if he wasn't comfortable with it after 30 days. Then you know what? Let me go ahead. Let's get us both set up, not just myself, and I'll surprise him with it when I get home.
Exactly. Why not? I mean, it's a worry-free guarantee.
I'll turn it from me doing something for myself to a gift from him. So it's perfect.
Exactly. Perfect. All right, Lindsay, you ready to get set up?
Let's go ahead.
Awesome.